Hello and welcome to Local 2 and Everything Sioux with Mike Caruso. I'm here with Ryan Lillington, and he's the coach of the enforcers of the Tyke Division of the Sault Minor Football Association.
You bet.
Now, you're also the president, from what I'm told.
That's correct.
Okay. How many divisions do you have in
we have 3 divisions. We have a Timbits division, which is actually the little guys that I'm coaching right now. They're 8, 9, and 10-year-olds. We have a Tyke division, which is the 11 and 12-year-olds. And we have a Bantam division, or a Wackies division is the sponsor, and they're 13 and 14 years old.
Now, is that name deserved, or
For which
why
one?
Wacky?
Well, they just happen. It's Wacky Wings. It's they're the divisional sponsor, so it's not necessarily mean that the kids are wacky. It just means that that's the division.
Okay, now I'm going to go back a few years. When I was growing up, we used to grab a football, go to the baseball field, wherever there was space, and pick teams and go at it.
That's right.
Not necessarily rough or to kill each other, but we had a good time playing football.
Absolutely.
So now we have leagues at 7 years old, and every organization has to have a philosophy.
Sure.
Now, what is the philosophy of this league?
Sure. Well, our association, we're a developmental league as far as we're wanting to prepare our boys for high school and beyond. But at this age, the number one priority and the number one philosophy is to have fun. Our kids are 8 to 14 years old. It's not about winning. It's about learning life lessons and learning the great game of football. And the nice part about our sport is that it's a sport for all shapes and sizes. We got a place for big guys. We got a place for little guys. We got a place for fast guys, tough guys. All different types of personalities, all different types of abilities. It's really great for our young boys because there's always a spot on the football field for them. And what we really want to do and what we really encourage with our coaches and anybody involved is teaching them the life lessons. So we want to teach them commitment. We want to teach them hard work. We want to teach them, how to play hard for the guy beside them and be a team player. And how to have fun. Okay, because our number one goal, like I said earlier, is to make sure that everybody is having a positive experience. We want every single family to have a positive experience, and that happens when you have fun. So that's it in a nutshell. Is developing our kids to play football, learning the great game, and to have fun.
What do you do with the kid that always laying down, or always getting hurt, or always has a sore stomach, or has to go to the bathroom every once in a while? What do you do with a kid like that?
Well, you know what?
It's somewhat obvious that he doesn't want to be there.
Sure.
So what do you do with him?
Sure. I think, like you said, sometimes as parents we want to put them in. It's a sport that they want to play, but then when they get out in the field, they're asking when practice is over, or they're picking grass, or they're going to the bathroom, and all we try to do is just keep encouraging them. Because eventually that stops. So you mention it, and if someone's continually having to have those excuses on why they don't want to be here, maybe we talk to the parent, see if this sport is for them. But what normally happens and what normally works is we just keep encouraging them. Hey, all right, get in there and get back out here. You don't need a water break yet. We just got started. 5 more minutes. And just keep trying to encourage them to get involved and to be active. Keep mentioning their names. Keep making sure you encourage them when they do something well. Because once they do one thing well, they want to do something else well. So basically, it's encouragement, trying to get them motivated. Try to motivate them the best way you know how. And most, 9 times out of 10, that works.
Okay, judging from their practice, it's obvious that you come from a football background.
Right.
Can you give us some of your history?
Sure. Well, I played, and like you said, when we grew up, we never had Sault Minor football. So the first taste of football that was organized was high school. So I got involved at Cora with a group of my friends. We started day one at the football field. Gary Cormier was my football coach in grade 9 and a huge role model for me. He was a father figure to me in some ways, and played high school football. Moved on, played with the Sioux Storm of the OFC, and then played for the Steelers for the NFC. wasn't a football star by any stretch of the imagination. But then I got into coaching right after I graduated from high school. Mr. Cormier got me involved in the coaching with, again, a couple of my friends, and Cale Kresick and David Burrett and Steve Knott, to name a few guys. So we started coaching at that time at a relatively young age, which was coming right out of high school. And then, so I've been coaching now for 19 years. I got involved in Sault Minor Football when it started. Trevor Zachary got it started back in '97, and I was part of the executive and coaching at that time. And then I was a vice president and coached through that period of time for 7 years, and then I've been president of the association ever since. And then coaching-wise, I coached at the high school level at Cora for 6 years, and then I've coached with the St. Basil's junior varsity program. Had a short stint with the Sabercats, but just with Sault Minor Football, it takes up my time. And then just coaching, I coached out of the 16 years I've been involved in the league, I probably coached 13 of those years.
Going back in history again.
Sure.
I have a long history.
Yeah,
you can
your history's a little bit longer than mine.
Do you think too much coaching will take the fun out of it? Like, oh God, we gotta run, or we gotta do this.
Sure.
Can we scrimmage coach?
Sure.
Stuff like that.
You know what? There's definitely a fine balance there, but I think what young coaches and even some veteran coaches fail to do is concentrate on the fundamentals, which means probably 85% of your practice is going to be spent on the fundamentals of blocking and tackling and footwork, and then maybe the last 15% or so is going to be on systems, and I mean early on it's a little bit more because you're trying to implement stuff, but as the season goes on you're doing less and less, I think, of systems and more on fundamentals. Because that's the game of football. If you can't tackle and you can't block, you're not going to be successful. So I think some of the mistake that the younger coaches do is they just want to run plays, and they want to they want to have the best plays and spend the majority of their practice scrimmaging. But the kids can't block and the kids can't tackle, they're not going to be successful. So there's that fine balance. Yes, the kids want to get out there and run plays and do that stuff, but you got to start from square one and you got to start with the fundamentals. Okay.
Now this league at Queen Elizabeth,
yeah,
is your home field?
Yes, we actually use both fields. This is our main field here on the B field at the John Rhodes, and then Rocky DiPietro we use for our older kids, our bantam, our 13 and 14 year olds actually play on the big field. Their games are announced. It's exciting. So okay. It's something to grow up to.
Now, what days does the league play? Throughout the week?
Yeah, the majority of our games, they practice 2 times a week during the week, and the games are on Sundays. And they run the afternoons from 3:30 on, so the parents have a chance to get back into camp. They don't have to rush in early in the morning. But they typically run from 3:30 on, and then we have the odd Wednesday game to offset some of an unbalanced schedule.
I see on your team you even have medical staff. You have a doctor, an assistant, and a nurse.
Yeah, we've got. That just came with the territory there. We have a couple of parents that have a background there, so our team comes with a medical staff. So that's pretty special.
Okay, thank you very much for this.
Yeah, no problem.
And good luck in your season. When's your first game?
Our first games are this weekend. We play here at Rocky DiPietro Field and here at the B Field. And the most exciting division is that 8, 9, and 10-year-old division. So if you haven't heard about Sault Minor Football, if you're living under a rock and you haven't heard about it, or you haven't just seen it, and you want to maybe check it out and see what it's like, to see if your guys or girls are interested, come by, watch the game. And the nice part about it, I just want to say one last thing. The nice thing about our association is that the parents come to the field, they pull up a lawn chair, and they watch the game. It's all positive. It's like a little party on the sidelines. A player on another team makes a nice play, you clap. A player on your own team makes a nice play, you clap a little louder. But it really is a fun summer party atmosphere without a lot of the negativity. So it really is a lot of fun. So if you haven't checked it out, please come and check it out, and I'm sure you'll enjoy what you see.
I'm with Nancy Shuttleworth today. She's the parent rep for the Enforcers 7-year-old team for the Sault Minor Football League.
Yep.
Now, you have a son on the team?
Actually, I have a daughter.
daughter.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
This is her 3rd year.
That's why you got involved.
Yep, and then I have an older son that's also in the Bantam division.
Okay, what are your duties as parent rep?
We just make sure that the parents are informed as to what's going on week to week, when their kids are scheduled for their practices and when their games are being played on Sundays.
When does the league start?
Their first game is going to be June 9th, this Sunday coming up, and it goes right through to the end of July.
Okay, how many teams are there in the league?
There's 4 for Bantam, 4 for the Mites division, and 3 for the smaller division.
Okay, you're going to have a good summer.
Oh yeah, it's awesome summer.
You love it. Do you have a history of football in your family? Or?
My father played when he was younger, but other than that, my brother did play. Not for Sault Minor, but my youngest son is the one who actually got us involved. So all 3 of my kids play.
Now tell me the truth. Do you like football, or is this just a parent thing?
No, this is very much for football.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Okay, good. Thank you very much.